Hello, this is Ninjadies, and today we're back with some Deltarune. About a month ago, I beat the Pacifist run of Deltarune Chapter 1, and defeated Jevil. So I thought, well, the Genocide one wouldn't be that bad, right? But it took 4 hours. So, because I ran out of breath, this will be in post-commentary. Sorry. To hopefully make up for it, you can see the amount of HP I lost and my deaths to the right side. I personally found this battle quite challenging. While the Pacifist run is all about TP management, Genocide is a survival game. Casting Hypnosis or defending will just waste your turns. So if you want to win, expect Jevil to hit really hard. If you haven't noticed by now, I'm not going to talk a lot about how to dodge individual attacks. People who have defeated Jevil in less time or losing less HP have already posted their advice online. But if there is an attack you're consistently struggling with, I can offer some advice below. Or we can just cry about how terrible it is. There are a couple of things I want to point out. The defense boost you equip won't apply when your character gets downed. What I mean by this is that your character will incur double or even triple the amount of damage when their HP hits 0. Knowing this now, I do regret using that one revivement later on in this battle. So definitely, if you're getting hit, then heal earlier as opposed to later. The second thing I want to say is that TP should never be an issue. Prioritize Ralsei's heal prayer. Unless your HP is really low. In which case, Chris should get the Cocoa Diamonds, our Sundry Little Dinah should get the Hearts Donut, and Mr. Fluffy should get Dark Burgers. But if you run out of Dark Burgers, then you can always also give him Hearts Donut. I'm not a huge fan of Susie's Rude Buster attack. As you can see, I don't use it even when I have 100% TP. It's a time saver, nothing more, nothing less. If you never have to heal at all, of course, yeah, use Rude Buster, you'll finish the battle right after Final Chaos. Just don't rely on it as a kill move in the final phase of the battle. Trust me, you'll game over because you decided not to heal and you'll feel really stupid. Jevil will look like he has the tiniest sliver of HP left in the world. The attack will deal a bit above 200 damage if you're properly spamming the Z button and using the strongest weapon. You will do more keeping Chris alive. You might also feel better if you end the battle with everyone alive. Except Jevil. I wouldn't mind if you took a vacation to an alternate dimension. Pirouette is something that I can recommend to only a few people. When playing the Pacifist version, I used it on turns 4 and 9. The RNG healing and the HP scrambling, I wouldn't say they're worth it. When you're playing Genocide, if you need the attention span of a hawk chasing after its prey to succeed, then you probably don't want to rely on Pirouette. You'll be counting turns, it will be a major distraction. Tip number 3 is a joke, so don't take it too seriously. Don't look at Jevil. He is the most distracting thing about this battle. He moves around a lot. And those sound effects? Oh, those sound effects. Just, no. Audio, you'll want to keep that on, because you'll get to hear the damage sounds and you'll react faster. Hopefully. The value of your victory outweighs you're hearing his obnoxious noises when he gets hit and his head is swinging around. Okay, if you can't tell by now, I have extremely mixed feelings about people comparing Jevil with Dimentio. Yes, he's a jester, and yes, he's purplish and yellowish. But, I mean, do you see where he's yellowish? He has 0 dental hygiene! Chris, Susie, Ralsei! The least you could do for him in the Pacifist run is to tell him that he should brush his teeth and that toothbrushes exist in this world. If you will allow me one more complaint, it's his speech pattern. I absolutely adore how eloquent Dimentio is in Super Paper Mario. All Jevil says to inspire fear is, "Chaos, chaos!" That's almost as bad as, Complaints aside, I do really enjoy the difficulty of this battle. It's a nice change of pace. And although the world revolving, which is Jevil's theme, sounds pretty repetitive after hours of gameplay, I don't think it's a bad song. I just wanted an excuse to have the ultimate show in one of these videos. It's such a pretty song. Okay, let me quickly go over my least favorite attacks and my favorite attacks. I absolutely do not like Horse plus the Carousel. It's extremely unpredictable, and I have the reaction speed of a potato. The second worst has to be the attack where he uses all suits and says boys and girls, which I remember as boys and girl because I keep pressing Z too quickly. Those two attacks have killed me so many times. Once I was having a decent run, but then they decided to throw 3 horse plus duck carousels at me in a row. I mean literally, one after the other. And when I saw it for a third time, I just gave up, put my hands off the keyboard and was like, nope, just nope. I like Final Chaos. It's really pretty, minus Jevil of course. It also doesn't deal as much damage as you think it would. I ran into the Devil's Knives and the Light Beams 3 times during Final Chaos, but the HPA loss is 43 for Chris, 50 for Susie, and 16 for Ralsei. When you divide those numbers, you can see that it deals much less than his normal attacks. I also enjoyed a moment where Jevil pretends that he's too tired to fight anymore. His attacks move so slowly that you're not even obligated to hug the top edge. I have nothing against the ring around and the Devil's Knives attacks because there's this sort of learning curve to them. Once you know what you're doing, even if you mess up, it's going to be a healable amount. My final thoughts about Deltarune, maybe all the way up until Chapter 2 releases, is that I love Chapter 1. I love that it's free. I think anyone who likes gaming should probably try it. And Ralsei is just the most huggable entity in the world. He is a very nice Mr. Fluffy, but he's also kind of sketchy, because as you can see from the dialogue that's about to come up, Jevil calls him a lightener, Ralsei pretends he's being the Dark Prince. Why would he lie? Lancer, Darkness, Prince, King. There's so much I want to say, but spoilers are a no-no. So let's just leave this off with a note that one of the only things they could do to make this game harder than this optional boss fight is to temporarily remove or permanently remove Ralsei from your party, which is not something I want to think about.